Gonna review this game. Gonna focus on just some body positioning and awareness, especially on defense. Some other things. I mean, your fundamentals are gonna much better, and that's something you can improve on in the physical lessons, like your passing, setting, hitting. That's gonna much cleaner. So just want to look at like a lot of positioning and awareness. But take a look at everything. So one thing from a high level in this game, playing against two short players that can't really hit down the ball. So you're gonna have to play defense against a lot of shots, which means you're going to want to be on your toes, be ready to move forward and backwards at any given time. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I like the initial movement to get to the target. Good set. Teammate hits out. Not the best pass, but it's okay. Just so you give it's a weak pass, and then your teammate sets really high, so like you're going to be early on this kind of inevitably. But you pass, you get up quickly. This is good. Here you can just step it a little bit more outside, and then just wait and see what the set goes. You're like already moving up, and now you're already on this ball, so it's going to be hard to do much with this ball. But it's all right. Picked it up. Let's see. And here, like I'm about to shoot this ball. I'm giving you a free ball. I'm bumping this over. But like you're moving. Like ideally, you are kind of like in serve receive right now. You're back here and ready to either go forwards or backwards. Instead, like you're caught moving, which is a difficult position to be on in defense. Um, and it's a sloppy first touch. Okay. So what happens here? Let's see. I gotta watch this again. Okay. Just note, his first pass, he passed to the right of target. So, maybe you just be conscious of that. And maybe he's gonna pass to the right of the target again, and be ready to go to the right. Also, this serve is like to the right, which means that the target, ideally you can pass to the middle, but more realistically, the serve's to the right, so the pass is also going to be to the right. So you got to start bolting over this direction now. Your first step here is actually like to the left. When you take this step, it's kind of wasted, and then you take that step. It's towards the middle, but like ideally you want to just be going to the right. Okay. And now here, like you got to be conscious. You as a team, you're opening up a lot of court here. You got to go back at least to the middle of the court here as soon as possible to cover court. This player sees this opening and he goes for it. Which, if you are like already in this middle of the court, you're picking up this ball, but instead we're lingering on the sideline too long after you set the ball. This happens a lot. Okay, it's a good pass. Early here. It was like a great swing, but like it could have been even better. So let's just watch again. This serve, ideally we're like we're pointing our platform like towards the middle here. Instead, we kind of close out and the platforms bring the ball to the left, but overall this is still a good outcome. This is a good pass. And now like here, you just outside, which is good. You could even be a step further outside, but like get there and wait. Instead, like you're all in one motion, and then you're going to be early on this ball. So like right now we're already under the ball, so we're losing a lot of power by like either hitting the ball straight up or backwards. So you can see like you have to go like this to hit the ball, and you're making contact a little bit too like upright or backwards when you want the ball to be in front of you. But like still, that was still in rhythm. You followed through. It was a good swing.
Service.
Okay. Nice. Good job pointing your platform like to the middle here, and that angle push the ball to the middle. Great pass. I can tell already though, like you're gonna be like you're getting outside. That's great. Just wait a second. Give your partner a call. So like by the time I'm gonna have to rewatch too much here, but you know, by the time the ball is leaving your setter's hands, you're already in front of him, which means you're gonna have to like look backwards in order to hit the ball. You know, ideally you want to stay behind your setter, look forwards, and then you can look at the ball and look where your opponents are at the same time. Instead, you have to like look back and forth. It's gonna be tough. That's out. Okay. Nice. It's out. Let's see what happens here. Have to rewatch some of this, but okay. I like how you're treating the target here. You know, he passes it outside of the target. So I mean, ideally, you can wrap your body like behind this ball and still face where you want to set. I know that's like easier said than done. It's not so easy sometimes. So like, you know, you're facing here now, so it's gonna be really hard to get the ball to go to where you want it to be. And then yeah, it goes the other way. Okay, nice pass here. This looked like a good approach. At least good timing at least. You know, and then on the serves, I mean, you served out a bunch today. I would probably focus on hitting it in more, or like, yeah. I mean, the thing with this is like you're doing a high variance serve by doing these aggressive jump serves, but like even when you get the ball in the court, it's not like it's an automatic ace. So it's like one thing if you want to practice it, but like you might want to be more conscious of like when to be doing the serve, and like just getting the ball in more often, especially like at this level of play when no one's like that great at siding out. You can just like keep the ball in, put the pressure on the other team, and play defense. Because like even if you get this jump serve over the net, it's not going to be like a guaranteed ace or anything. So you might want to just consider doing easier serves, or just like trying to put the serves exactly where you want. Is like going to probably be safer and more effective than a jump serve. You know, if you put a serve like deep middle, deep corner, that's going to be really effective with just much less variance. Good serve, good pass, nice approach. So you know, you had a good offensive play here, but defensively afterwards, okay, he got a good up, and then we're just like lingering at the net. So it's okay if you want to block, but and I don't know if you were blocking. I guess you were trying to block line here, but partner's confused, so it probably would have been easier just not blocking this play, because now you and your teammate like, you know, look where in the court you're covering. You both are covering this middle part of the court and leaving the left and the right open. That's not a great spot to be in. So now by the time he's hitting the ball, you and your teammate are both in motion, and it's going to be hard to get a play on defense if you're not stable and like moving. So if he goes deep here, deep right, it's open. Honestly, if he goes short, it's probably open because you're still moving backwards. The short left's open. Any hits, like almost everything's open right now except like a dinky shot to the middle. So like this hit, for example, you know, if you guys were just both playing solid defense and he does this shot, you just have a better chance of picking up. Let's see this. Nice. Well, good set. Okay, so we peel in, like, if you want to peel, good. This is a good decision to peel. You just got to be aggressive and get back to the spot like ASAP. You know, 1, 2, 3, like that's the approach. Or that's the peel. It's like 1 crossover, step back, and like you're planted and ready to go. This is kind of just like a nonchalant. You're thinking like, oh, I have time to peel, so I'm gonna take my time. But like, if you can just get ready half a second later, it's gonna be much easier to play defense. And that's kind of what happened here. Is like this shot was and you do pick it up. But if you're just like ready to get there a little bit sooner, that could be the difference between like a kind of messy up and a clean up. Okay, let's see what happens here. Second attempt. Okay, that's tough. Okay, nice set. Set actually goes backwards, but I don't know. It looked okay. And then this happened. So it's just a very common theme of, all right, we're at the net here. You know, and now all of this court is open. So we're open for this 2-ball. But you know, even if I like set this to my teammate, you're gonna be peeling late, and this is still gonna be open. So, you know, just be conscious of all of the time you're spending at the net. You know, on defense, like your objective is to cover as much court as possible with your teammate, and like in this position, like this is an opportunity for like, you know, this is like a potential threat for me to go over on 2, and there's a lot of court open right now. Nice. Yeah, ideally you can keep that on your side of the net, but let's just see. There's a bit of a fisheye in this camera, and maybe it's just hindsight, but you know, I would say you're just like your default defense should be a bit further back, because it's like very easy to go forward. It's hard to go backwards. You know, if you know how to dive for a ball properly to go forwards, you can get there very easily. Going backwards is tough. So there's still just like a lot of court in the back that's open here. So like you can see on your serve receive, like you're further back. Like this is a maybe just like slightly further up, but like this is a good spot to be in. You're covering a lot of court in this serve receive right now. You can think about when you're playing normal defense too. You know, especially against players that are not going to hit down balls at you. In order for us to hit the front half of the court, we're going to have to loop it over the net. It's going to be like pretty obvious. That was a double. Tough serve. Try to keep that on your side of the court, but easier said than done. Let's see that. Like this is a bad hit, and it's scoring. Let's see what we could have done. So the reason why this shot is scoring is because you're moving as I'm hitting the ball. So you just got to be extra conscious of how you peel. Like you're kind of peeling lackadaisically here. Like look how many steps you took. You took like, I don't know, 8 steps. Like if you were to watch a pro player peel, like they're taking 3 steps. They're taking a step back, a crossover step, and then like a jump back. That's like 3 steps. So like you're still moving backwards here. So any sort of like medium ball that's being hit in this direction, whether it's short, at you, or deep, is just going to be hard to pick up because you don't have a stable base. It's a good spot.
Go, go, go. Take it, take it, take it.
All right. Take 2.
Serve.
Not much you can do about that.
A9, switch next.
That was in.
Middle, middle.
I don't know. We don't look at the play. It's all right. All right, a lot of quick points here. All right, that was the first game. I'll stop there. I think just the common theme is just like getting back on defense much quicker, so you're actually stable and you can react on defense instead of like still moving as the opposing hitter is hitting the ball.